most important distinction, I think, is that we have a proven vaccine for influenza that we've been using for many, many decades.
The American president stuns medical experts, tweeting that COVID-19 is less deadly than the seasonal flu. The doctors say while the two may look similar, there is a fatal difference. While influenza kills about 0.1% of those infected, COVID kills significantly more.
The death rate from influenza is around 0.1%, around 1 in 1,000 people who get it. But COVID is about at least 20 times more deadly overall, with about 3 to 4% of people dying.
He may be the so-called leader of the free world, but Donald Trump's controversial flu versus COVID tweet has now been taken down from Facebook and blocked by Twitter on the grounds of spreading misinformation. Trump claims that in some years, more than 100,000 people die of the flu. It's not clear if he's talking about Americans or worldwide figures, but the U.S. Center for Disease Control says 61,000 Americans died of influenza in the 2017-18 season, and that was one of its deadliest years on record.
Often, flu can be trivialized, not talking about influenza, but just a general flu, a stomach flu, a little bit of a cold. When we're talking about influenza, it is something much more serious. When we're dismissing it as just a flu, we're trying to be flippant about it.
Dr. Barry Pecos says the biggest difference between the two is how new and dangerous COVID is. Scientists have studied influenza for over a century, and it's believed the disease has been around for much longer, possibly thousands of years. Medical practitioners have access to proven treatments and vaccines for influenza, but not COVID.
The most important distinction, I think, is that we have a proven vaccine for influenza that we've been using for many, many decades. Some seasons it works better than others, but at least 30%, sometimes 60% or more. And that's a huge difference when we're talking about how we prevent our society from being dramatically affected.
Underlining the danger of COVID-19, the most recent Health Canada data shows just over 168,000 confirmed cases across the country and 9,500 fatalities, meaning just under 18% of cases resulted in death. In Ottawa, Xiaoli Li, City News.